The graph of an equation is sketched at right. Create a table of ordered pair solutions of this equation. Your table should include at least 5 ordered pairs. So what we're being asked to do is to take this graph, which is, remember, it's just a picture of solutions of some equation. We don't know what the equation is, but that's all right, because we don't need to use an equation to come up with ordered paired solutions of whatever the equation might be. What we're going to do is we're going to read the graph to find what would be some solutions to this mystery equation. So what we want to do is we want to find points that we can easily read from the graph. So we're looking for points that my line goes right directly through. And I can see that there's a lot of them. There's a point right there. There's a point right here. There's a point here. There's a point here. There's a point here. Notice all the points that we can choose from. And there's lots of points that are in between as well. It's just that I can't read those points quite as well because they have fractional values. And there's nothing wrong with fractional values. It's just that it's a little bit harder to read them. So here I found a bunch of points that I can easily read from my graph that I could put onto this table of ordered paired solutions. So let's just start pulling some off here. So I'm going to choose this one right here. What is this point? Well, to get to that point from the origin, I go -6 in the x direction, and I go down -4 in the y direction. So my x value would be -6, and the y value is -4. And it's not a bad idea just to have the x and the y written on the axes just to remind us. Well, let's use that point right there. To get that point from the origin, I go -2 in the x, and then I go -2 in the y direction. So that would have an ordered pair of -2, -2. Let's take this next one. This is our y-intercept here. It's where it crosses the y-axis. Be careful with this one in terms of where the 0 goes. From the origin, we go 0 in the x direction. And where do we go in the y direction? We go down 1. So we go -1 in the y direction. Now we can also use this point here. That's our x-intercept. That's where it crosses the x-axis. I go 2 in the x direction, but I don't go anywhere in the y direction, so that one would be 2, 0. And it looks like we still need at least one more. They said they want us to have at least 5 ordered pairs, but I've got space for 6, so I'm going to do 6. We could use this one right here. So from the origin, we go 6 in the x direction, and we go 2 in the y direction. So that's the ordered pair 6, 2. And then finally, let's use this point here. In the x direction, we go 8, and then we go up to 3. And so there we have our table completed of ordered pair solutions of whatever the equation is that gave us that line.